So I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Digging in My Shorts. And what I'll be doing in this episode is opening up this box right here, which is labeled DC. I've had a cursory look inside the box, and I can tell you that there are things in this box that are other than DC, but we are going to work our way through it, and we're going to see what is all inside. And I can tell you for a fact that I am not an expert on everything that is in here, but we'll work our way through it and we'll see what kind of magic we can make. Maybe I'll work from this side down because they seem to be leaning this way. But what I'll do is, as best I can, I'll try to call out the significance of certain books, but because I'm not an expert on every single book, every single title out there, and sometimes things aren't top of mind, we may have to get some things wrong. But what you notice about this one is that by and large, most of everything in this bin is actually bagged and boarded. I have my hand on 3 books right now, my thumb on 3 books that are not bagged and boarded, and my guess is that we'll run into maybe 1 or 2 more elsewhere in here that are also not bagged and boarded. But we'll reach in and see what we can pull out. And the first one is Watchmen. This is 12 of 12. I may pull a couple out to make it easy for me to manage through. Another copy of 12 right there. Another copy of 12. Maybe on a roll here with 12. We'll separate out. We'll pull a couple. Yeah, couple. Yep, a lot of 12s there. A lot of 12s there. So we'll pull these out. A lot of Watchmen books there right at the very beginning of this one. All right. So I've actually I've never read Watchmen. Never read it, but we'll separate those out. And I'll continue working our way through. It's Lucifer. Lucifer 75. I think Lucifer had a first appearance in Sandman, which is a book that I recently read. So I'm actually going to use Key Collector app here to search for Lucifer to see if there's things that we need to pull out. And it looks like only issue number 1 is the magical one. So see whether we see number 1 in here. This is 75. So unless a significant portion of this box is Lucifer, we may not get, well, we might actually get there. I assumed that there was going to be a full run of Lucifer, but that does not appear to be the case. Is that Batman and Superman right there? It's a little bit of a random box here. People have asked me questions around how organized the collection is, and it's pretty well organized. At various points, pretty well organized. I can tell you for a fact that the collection is definitely loved. If you look again at these bags and boards, there's a lot of care taken. Put the Scotch tape at the right angle, things like that you notice as a collector. So I'm working my way through this, and that Lucifer run didn't go very far. But we are into a little bit of some Spawn action there. That is Spawn 268. I'm going to pull up, again, Key Collector app here real quick. And see what we can see when it comes to Spawn, because we may get on a little bit of roll with Spawn. So we'll see what we see. It's a cool book. Slide that back in there. It's another copy of that one. It's a black and white of 268. Oh, that's cool. That's actually cool. Spawn has some really cool covers. This is 267 right there. I don't think that's a major book, no, but it's definitely a cool book. So what is that? 267. Regular cover, I guess. Let's look at that. So it looks like 267 right there. And then here are a couple of copies of the black and white variant. Oh, 2 copies. 2 copies of that one. So slide those back in. Savage Dragon. There we go. Little crossover action there. That's cool. That's cool right there. So let's see what we see here. Which one is that? 266. That's 265. Another 265 right there. 265, 264. Turn it around so you guys can see. 264 right there. 263, 263. What is this? 262 right there. You skip one. 264, 262. 262 black and white. A couple of black and whites are really cool. 261 right there. That's a cover. It's a cover by Eric Larson right here. Circulation of 17,000 copies. This is 261. Turn it around so you guys can see that. 261 right there. Little action going on with that one. We'll end up using Key Collector app to identify books that have some significance. I do not use Key Collector app for the purpose of valuations, but the values here I think are helpful for me. I want to say that they use eBay for values, and it's a rolling 3-month average or something like that. So I prefer to use, a different resource to evaluate the actual value of books. But it's a nice, again, handy dandy tool to be able to identify books that have some significance. So shout out to Key Collector app for that. This, what they're showing, they're not even showing a variant here. So this is 261, which is a cover by Eric Larson, lower circulation, but they typically show a variant option, and this is definitely a variant of 261 that is not mentioned in Key Collector app, and that is 260. Man, that is cool. Same thing here with 260. Look at that. That is cool. And this is the regular. Is this the regular cover? That's the regular cover. 260 right there. Yeah, it's a cover by Eric Larson right here. And then that's the variant of it. Both are 260. That's cool. We'll pull those out. These black and white covers are really nice. There's another copy of that one. We'll pull that out. So what I typically do is I'll go for like a range. So for example, we just ended the 260. So what I'll do is I'll plug into Key Collector app 250, and then it'll give me basically all the books from 250 to and higher that are significant. So it just gives me a way to kind of sort through. That's 262. Pull that out. Copies to retailers, 262. There were 15,000 copies of that. So let's pull that out. Another copy of that one. That's cool. What's this one? It's 264. Okay. Which book is that? That's 259. In this book right here, cover art by Todd McFarlane. Not sure why that's significant. It's his character. That's fine. Same one. Interruption here. It's Amazing Heroes, issue number 95. Wonder why that's in there. I wonder if there's something there. We may have to take a look at that. Maybe, what was this? I don't know when this came out. We'll have to look. Maybe there's something Spawn related in there. Have to dig into that, or maybe he just needed a place to plug these. His Amazing Heroes 74 right there. We'll go back through and figure that out. Couple of Amazing Heroes here. 69. That's Batman. Miller's Back is what that one says. We'll have to take a look at that one. That's cool. Star Wars Annual 3. What is this? Star Wars King Size Annual number 2. Number 2. It's another 2 right there. Return of the Jedi 3. Return of the Jedi 2. And I've pulled out copies of this already. I have an entire Star Wars box there. Tales of the Jedi. Boba Fett. Right there. Pull that out so you guys can see that. Little Amazing Spider-Man. Again, this box has a little bit of everything. This is some Spider-Man Deadpool number 15. Number 14. We'll skip through some of this stuff. Skip through some of this. See what else we have in here. Okay, a little bit of Spider-Man action here. A little bit of Spidey. Skip through some of this stuff. See what else is in here. I was hoping that Spawn run would continue. That was a nice little find in here. Did not fully expect that. I may have to go back through there because I think there were a couple of other black and white issues. There's another Unbagged and Boarded Web Spinners. What is that? Ultimate Spider-Man 128. Fantastic run right here with Bendis. Fantastic run. 69. 68. I really enjoyed this run. 65. How cool is that? Oh! It's Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man 1. That appears to be, one spine tick appears to be two spine ticks. A nice copy, nevertheless. Nevertheless, that is a nice copy. Spider-Man 64, that was kind of just dropped in there. 63, 62. What's that? 40, 39, 35. Healthy amount of the run. Inheritance, that's cool. 29, 27, 25. Oh, Doc Ock, 18. That's a cool cover. Ultimate Spider, 16, 14, 12, 10. Again, because the books are front and back, kind of skipping numbers. 6, 5, 4. What's the last one? 2. And that one's a little bent. That one's a little bent from being in there. Let's look that up real quick. 3 is missing. No biggie, no biggie. You can't win them all, right? Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's see what the Key Collector app says. So number 1, definitely. It's a nice book. Number 4, first cameo of Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin. First full of the Ultimate Green Goblin is number 6. So there's a couple of in here. Scarce Target exclusive, limited to fewer than 1,000. This is Ultimate Spider-Man number 14 and 15. I don't know that I saw that one in there. But let's go look. See whether we can find that. 14 or 15. That's 14. That's 15. I don't know if these are the ones that they're talking about. So let's see. And it's labeled as Ultimate Spider-Man 1, 14, 15. Collected reprints of Ultimate Spider-Man 14 and 15, which introduces Doc Ock and Gwen Stacy in Ultimate. Okay, so maybe this isn't the one. These are the actual copies, but there is a variant version of it, which they do not show a photo of. They actually show here it says number 1, so yeah, I guess they do. This one clearly is 14. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that, but definitely not the book that we're talking about, right? Based upon that photo. So we'll back out of that. Looks like number 33 is the Ultimate Venom. So we'll see whether we can find that one. Number 33 is the Ultimate Venom. It's 25, 29. Oh, 33. Here we go. Oh, it keeps coming. There's 3. All right, so that's 3 copies of Ultimate Spider-Man number 33. The first cover appearance of Ultimate Venom. First appearance of the symbiote in the beaker. That's cool. All right, so that's a cool book. And then looks like first full appearance of Ultimate Venom bonded to Peter Parker's issue 35. So let's see if we can find that one. Move these little ones off to the side. Let's see if we can find 35. That's 34, and then there's 35. Here is 35 right there. Is there another copy? And there's another. That's almost a myelite. It feels like a myelite, maybe not. But this is issue 35 right here. Turn that around so you guys can see that. Not worth a whole lot, but definitely, I mean, based upon Key Collector app. Again, I'll have to look it up a separate way. 3070 bonds to Eddie Brock. Issue 79. I don't know if we went that high. So 79, where does he bond to Eddie Brock? 37? Let's see if we have that one. Let's just look to see. 36. 36. Nope, we don't. That's 38 right there. So 79 is first appearance of Moon Knight. I don't think we're going to go that high. Nope. We stop right there at 69. So 79 was first appearance of Ultimate Moon Knight, which we didn't get to. 98 is the first appearance of Spider-Woman in the Ultimate verse. That's cool. Okay, cool. So, I mean, that was a fun little box to kind of go through. And I'll go back through here to see what I missed. But there's a couple of cool books that came out of there, especially like this Spider-Man book right here. Definitely want to go back through this Spawn section because I want to say there's a little black and white that's 265. A couple of cool little ones here that I went through that I'll have to check back out. Here's another 267. Interesting stuff. All right, so with that, I am going to wrap this video up. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment behind so we can mix it up in the comment section. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do that. That way you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. If you need to reach out to me, you can actually do that. And the preferred way to do that is Instagram, because it allows me to interact with you a little bit more there than via email. But the Instagram is Regie Collects. And if you need to send an email, you can certainly do that. And that email address is reggie@regiecollects.com. Take care. You know what? I just realized that I had another stack of books sitting off to the side that are somewhat related to some of what we just pulled out of there. So I want to show you guys a couple of those. I pulled this out of the bin. This is Amazing Fantasy 15. And I cannot remember the significance of this book, this version of the book, but I think that there's something really awesome inside of that one. So I actually found that earlier today while I was going through another bin. So I pulled that out as soon as I saw it. But what I really wanted to show are these books right here. This is Spawn 269. Really nice black and white copy. There's 2 copies of that. Here is an unbagged and boarded Lucifer #1. And I actually pulled this one out of another bin earlier today as well. Sitting off to the side, needs to be bagged and boarded. And then I have a couple of copies of this right here. This is Legends #1. And this is a pretty cool book. It's a book actually that I gave away. And by gave away, I think I sold it for a couple of bucks several years ago when I had just come back into the hobby. And was going through some bins today and found a couple of copies of that. So now that is back in the collection. And then I also found a couple of copies. Well, I should say I already have a couple of copies of the Comic Reader #215. And this has, I want to say it's an early appearance of Spider-Man's black suit is actually in that one. And I already have a couple of copies of that, but I was going through bins. I saw it. And I was like, you know, I'm going to just go ahead and pull that one. And then I also found this. I thought this was really cool. It's Amazing Heroes #64. And it has Moon Knight. So I thought that was cool. I wanted to pull that out because Moon Knight's all the rage. And so I saw this one and thought it was really cool. So a little bit of bonus footage there for you guys. Again, I hope that you enjoyed this video.